Hey everybody, Mark Larson here, Chief Brick Officer of Brickworld. We're going to be building a truss bridge today. Before we get started, let's talk a little bit about why truss bridges work. Truss bridges are composed of a series of triangles, and since a triangle cannot be distorted by stress, they can carry a great amount of weight with a relatively small amount of materials. Before we get started, let's get all of our pieces together. If you follow the link in the description, you can go to the Brickworld YouTube page, and we have the instructions and the inventory list posted on our YouTube page on the Brickworld website. We will flash the inventory up on the screen real quick. If you'd like to pause and screen cap as opposed to going to the website and downloading the inventory. If you don't have a lot of bricks on hand and would like to order them for this bridge, you can always check out bricklink.com, which is a great way to get bricks for your projects. Before we build the bigger structure, we're going to pre-assemble a number of elements that are repeated throughout the build. We're going to start with the vertical, we're going to start with these vertical posts of the web. These angles, these angled pieces and this vertical piece are referred to as the web. The top and the bottom are referred to as the chords. We're going to start by building the pieces of the web before we get started on the chords. We're going to build here the vertical parts of the truss web. So what you want for each one of these is 2 1x9 Technic lift arms, 1 1x7 Technic lift arm, and 1 1x5 Technic lift arm. You're going to take Technic pins and place them in one of the 1x9s, 3 at one end, and then 3 holes apart from that. So you have that. And then with the other 1x10, you're going to post 1 Technic pin in the end, and then leave 3 holes empty and put another Technic pin in so that you have that with the other 1x9 lift arm. Then you're going to take the 1x5, slide it over those 2 pins. You're going to take the 1x7 and slide it over the remaining 4 pins. And we're going to do this 10 times. To build the angle pieces of our web, we're going to take a 1x14 black Technic brick, and we're going to put a pin on each end, like that. Oops, let's see. There we go. And then find the center. There's the center. And we're going to put a pin on either side of the center so that there's 4 holes between each Technic pin from the edge. So we have a Technic pin, 4 holes, another Technic pin, 1 hole, Technic pin, 4 holes, another Technic pin. Now we're going to take 2 1x10 Technic bricks. We're going to pop those onto the Technic pins so that we have this structure as a result. And then we're going to take a Technic pin and put it on the end of each of the 1x10 Technic bricks. And we're going to make 12 of these. We'll start with a 1x16 dark gray Technic brick. We're going to take 1x3 Technic pins and put them one at the end, and then leave a space open, and then another pin. I'm going to take a 4x6 Technic frame, stick that on the back of there, and then one of these, whatever this is called, this piece here, and put it on the front so that we have this structure here. At the end of that 1x16 brick, we're going to take another 1x3 Technic pin, put it in the last hole, so we have that. We're going to take a 1x14 brick, Technic brick, dark gray, put the 1x3 Technic pin through the end there, so we have it like that. Line it up with this. We're going to take a 4x6 black Technic frame. Oops. And do the same process. Once we've done that, we're going to take 3 more of the 1x14 Technic bricks in dark gray and go through the same process. Once you've added 4 1x14 bricks to the first 1x16, you're going to close it off on the other end with another 1x16. The same way we started it. Once you have all the segments built together, we have our bottom chord of one side of the bridge. So we're going to take our vertical pieces and add them to the chord. So you can see we have 2 holes open on one side, 4 holes open on the other. And the side with 4 holes open, we're going to go 1, 2, in the second hole, put a pin, and then 3, 4 in the 4th hole, put a Technic pin. And these 2 pins are going to go into these 2 holes on the panel joint, like this. So the bottom hole of this vertical piece goes below the panel joint. We're going to start one from the end because an angled piece will go from here, so we won't have a vertical piece here. So we'll have vertical pieces, one from the outside on both sides. So we're going to add these to the next 4 panel joints on the bottom chord. Now that we have the vertical pieces of our truss web on the bottom chord, we're going to start adding the top chord. So we're going to get some Technic pins. And we're going to get a 1x16 dark gray Technic brick. And on the center vertical piece, so we got 5 of them, and the one in the middle, we're going to put a Technic pin on the back. Then we're going to find the center of the 1x16, even it out there. On the ends of each one of this 1x16 Technic brick, we're going to put 2 Technic pins on each side. Once we have this 1x16 in place, we're going to take 2 dark gray 1x12 Technic bricks. We're going to take 1 Technic pin, again put it on the back at the top of this vertical piece of the truss web. I'm going to center this so that it meets up with our 1x16. And then 1 hole away from the center and 2 holes from the end of the 1x12. And we're going to do the same on the other side of the turn. To strengthen this connection, we're going to use a 1x8 Technic brick in black. I'm going to slide this down. 4 holes from the end of this 1x12 Technic brick. We're going to put a Technic pin there, attach it to the vertical piece of the truss web. On the end of this Technic brick, we're going to put 2 Technic pins. And then we're going to connect them the same way we did over here with a 1x8 black Technic brick. Now we're going to repeat this entire process on the other side of the bridge. Before we add our angular pieces of the web, we're going to fill in these open spaces on our bottom chord using 1x8 black Technic bricks. So on this bottom chord, on these dark gray Technic bricks, you're going to go 1 hole away from each one of these panel joints and put in a Technic pin on both sides and snap on a 1x8 brick. And you're going to do this all the way down the line. Now that we have our top and bottom chords connected with the vertical pieces of our truss web, we're going to add the angled pieces of our truss web. To add the angled pieces of our truss web, we're going to connect them starting with this hole in the corner of this panel joint, this open hole right here. With the top hole of this 1x14 dark gray Technic brick, so that we have that connection there. And we're going to mirror that on this side with another beam going into this open hole here on this panel joint. Click. And this one's going to be 2 holes away from the vertical piece. And there we go. We've created our first truss web. Triangle. Takes a good amount of pressure. Doesn't distort under tension. And we're going to copy that process all the way down both chords. To connect the 2 pieces of our bridge here, we're going to be using these 1x16 Technic bricks. We're going to put 4 Technic pins into these 4x6 Technic frames. and then connect them with the Technic brick. And we're going to do that all the way down the line. On the end, we'll connect it once, but in each of these in between spaces, we're going to connect it on both sides of these 4x6 Technic frames. Like so. Now that we've connected the two sides of our bridges, you can see it's pretty sturdy. Technic brick is a great way to provide stability to things, but as you can see, it's just a little, just slightly fluid. So to provide some more stability, we're going to add some regular plate, 8x8 plate modified with grill. So starting at one end, we're going to go with 4 2x16 black plates. We're going to connect them like so at the edge and then 3 studs apart so that they connect these Technic frames with our outside brick on the cord and then our struts going across with these new 1x16 and old light gray that I've added. Now when we add the next one, we're going to go with 2x12 plates between the frames. Now, if you have 2x14 black plates, you can run all the way down the cord with the 2x14. 2x14 is a relatively new piece. I don't have it, and you need 22 of them in order to run the entire course of the bridge. So what I've done, so I'm going to go in here with 2x12s, and then I'm going to fill in the rest of the space with smaller black plate using 1x2s and 2x2s. So to get the stability we want, it's important to make sure that this is on the frame and the brick, the Technic frame and the Technic brick, on both ends of the plate there. And then we fill in the rest of the space with our smaller black plate. And then we continue the process all the way down the bridge. So when we get down to the opposite end of the bridge, we're going to go back to our 2x16 plate to reach that entire expanse. And then once we have the last 4 of these plates in, we're going to use our 8x8 dark gray plate with grill. We're going to bridge that gap as well, once again, all the way down the line. Once we have those 8x8 plates with grill placed, we can put our railroad track in, and we are going to put the railroad track together before we press down, because the way railroad tracks go together, you can't put the pieces down individually. You have to lock them together first. So we're going to We're going to put all 6 pieces together first, and then press them down into the center of the bridge. When you put the track down the center, you want there to be a 4-stud overhang on either side. So we're going to put it, if you can see there, 4 studs from the edge. And then every time you press down one of these 2x8 cross ties, they're going to be next to the 2x2 plate in the middle of the grill plate, all the way down the bridge. Now that we've got our bridge constructed, we need to have it bridge something. And so we're going to build supports for either side next. For the base of our bridge, we're going to build 2 identical towers, so you can build them at the same time to save yourself a little time. All right, 8 studs from the edge, 4 studs from the back. So the purpose here is to have a base that the bridge can connect to in order to show that it can support a good amount of weight. If we just left it on the table would be supporting the weight. So you can build this into your layout wherever you like. But for the purposes of this demonstration, we're going to build a little base for it to sit up on so that we can test its strength. So we're going to be attaching this tower to the base of the bridge, and so each one of these needs to be 2 bricks and 1 plate apart from each other. Once we have our tower built, we're going to mask it with something. This is, again, something that's temporary. You don't need to build it this way. Just for the sake of demonstration, these towers you want to make look like there's some sort of pylon. We're going to use these 4x4 round panels to make it look like we've got a large cement base here for our pylons. Again, this can be anything you want. I'm using this just for an example, something to hold the bridge up. This can be landscaping, this can be some sort of ravine. It does not have to be these concrete pylons. And we build this twice. Once we have the towers built, we can connect the bridge to them through these Technic frames. So we're going to press this down. It's that amazing creaking sound. We're going to get our Technic pins. We're going to run them along here. You can see I'm doing the inside and the outside out of the 3 holes. And then we're going to connect these with 1x11 Technic lift arms for more stability. Really hold this tower together so that it has a good solid base to sit on. Then we're going to repeat this on the other side. Now that we have our bridge set up, we're going to do a weight test. And I'm really excited about this. This is what I've been envisioning doing ever since I came up with the idea to do the truss bridge. And this is going to be a true test because I have not tried this yet. So we're not going to put a half a ton of weight on it like they did on Lego Masters. We're going to put 20 pounds on it and see what happens. And oh my goodness. Is holding. It might just be by the railroad tracks. But you can see there's a lot of tension in this here. I don't know if I'm impressed or not. I don't know how I feel about this. But there, our weight test is over. And we will stop putting the stress on the bricks. And we will put some finishing touches on this now. So to create some more stability, we're going to brace across the top of our chords as well. And to do that, we're going to use the same technique that we used at the bottom of the chords. We're going to take 1x3 Technic pins, put them into this 1x14 brick. We're going to take the whatever this brick is called, this panel join here, slide that over those pins, and then put a 4x6 Technic frame. And then we're going to do the same thing on this side. Once you have both frames in place, you're going to brace across the same way we did on the bottom chords with a 1x16 brick. This is more likely to be visible, so I've gone ahead and used the 1x16 in dark gray. And then we're going to connect the other side of the frame. And then we're going to do that 4 more times all the way along every chord. Last thing we're going to do before we finish up is just add a little bit more stability to our top chords just by adding some plate. I'm going to put a 1x8 plate in these two places and then 2x10s to connect the rest of these Technic bricks. And we're going to do that for the rest of the bridge. Choo choo, woo woo, fun. Choo choo, choo choo. If you like this video, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. In Building a Truss Bridge Part 2, we're going to talk about improving the aesthetic of our bridge. And as always, you can follow us on Facebook, you can follow us on Instagram, you can follow us on Twitter, you can check out our website at brickworld.com, and if you'd like to join our mailing list, you can hover your camera over that handy QR code that's popping up on the screen right now. As always, thank you for joining us today, and we hope to see you again here in the near future. Don't make me turn this car around. What?